Okay, folks, Andrew Bopros here. Well, I'm going to do a video on this man right here, Jessie Menter. And I want to also talk about Derwin James and how Jessie Menter is planning on using Derwin James and really how the defense is going to look underneath Jessie Menter's tutelage now that we don't have Brandon Staley here anymore. There's a lot to discuss. There's a lot to discuss what Jessie Menter's philosophies are and what he wants to do moving forward. So, guys, a lot to discuss here. Let's get in. Bull Bros! Okay, folks, as always, like and subscribe if you do enjoy the content. I'm Andrew Bopros. Now, again, Jessie Menter is look, he did a great job coaching a nice defense for Michigan, right? We all know how they played in that championship game. Brought home the natty. Absolutely incredible to see what he's done. But again, some of his concepts are actually quite simple, right? But again, Derwin James, a lot of people, it's kind of hard to believe. He's only 27 years old. He's very young. He's a very young football player. And again, back-to-back Pro Bowl nods, arguably one of the best safeties in the league. Now, I will say this. Last season was definitely a down season for Derwin James. You know that. I know that. Even Derwin James know that. But again, it's one of those situations where you have to ask yourself this question. Was it Derwin James's fault or was it the scheme fault? I 100% believe it was the scheme fault. So how is Jessie Menter going to change Derwin James moving forward? I'm going to talk quite a bit about that because there's a lot to be said about what Brandon Staley did with Derwin James. Again, you put him in star, put him in money, you put him all these different positions. He ran free safety, strong safety, linebacker. He was all over the defense. My question is, I know you can do all these positions, but should you? The answer, in my opinion, is no. Do what you're best at, but keep it very simple and keep it simple for the defensive players around you. And I think that's got a little too complicated and a little too overly done. Jessie Menter was very clear about his belief in the defense moving forward. He wants to keep it very simple. Disguise what he's doing, not let them know where the pressure's coming from, and get aggressive. Win your blocks, play press man, 2 high safety, 1 high safety. Keep it very simple and just beat the guy in front of you. That's really all it's about, right? And again, that's really what defense is in the NFL. You do not want to overcomplicate it. We all know our previous coach overcomplicated it way too much, as we all know. But let's talk about Derwin James, the man, right? And so let's just kind of have a general level set with, again, this was my favorite photo of Derwin James. Love it. Again, he's absolutely incredible. But I'm going to talk a little bit about Jessie Menter, and he's had a number of interviews with Haley Ilwood and also Chris Smith talking about Derwin James, and he's had a lot of conversations recently about Derwin James. Again, he's just captain of his defense. You know that. I know that. So let's just see some of the things that Jessie Menter said specifically about Derwin James. He's like, I'm really excited about Derwin, and I've gotten a chance to know him a little bit. He's an unbelievable person and an unbelievable leader. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but he gives a lot back to the community, a ton of community service. It's absolutely amazing. The type of mindset that we want is here on his defense, and he's the type of mindset that we want for this defense. I'm excited to just sort of try to unleash Derwin. Now, there's a lot to be said about that. Like, how do you unleash Derwin? I mean, he's already a freak of nature, right? He's already a very good player, but how do you get the most out of somebody like that? Okay, well, it's pretty simple. So in short, this is exactly what Jessie Menter says to how to unleash the best out of any player. He said, number one, put them in positions to best utilize their skills, and he can use all sorts of stuff. There's a fine line. Like, let's try to minimize or maximize where Derwin allows him to do things that he's really, really good at, which is as much as possible. Sometimes you can get a guy like that, and listen to this. This is exactly what happened with Brandon Staley. You can almost do too much with him and move him around too much. It's exactly what Brandon Staley did. He didn't keep him in one position. He did way too much. I don't want to underestimate the concepts of the defenses that we are certainly times we can maximize his skill set. I think we can really affect the game in a lot of ways. Again, folks, Derwin James is a dynamic blitzer, close to the ball, elite cover guys, especially at tight ends. And then he's a physical presence over the middle of the field and safety position. Again, going back to this position, right? Again, let's just read back what he says. He's a dynamic blitzer, a dynamic close to the ball guy, elite cover guy, particularly tight ends. And look what he did here to Travis Kelce, guys. You could literally man up Travis Kelce or any tight end in the league for that matter, and just take them completely off the field. That's what Jessie Menter is going to do with Derwin James moving forward, making it very simple and easy for Derwin James to do his job and get the most out of him as a elite football player, because that's really what he is. And good God, look at the abs on him right now. Holy smokes. You could literally, that's like a washboard stomach. You could wash your clothes on that. Now, again, there's a lot to be said about Derwin James moving forward. Again, we have for quite some time. I think we're paying $20 million this year. Totally worth that money, in my opinion. But Jessie Menter continues to go on. We want to put him into a position to use his strengths and do all the stuff that are the best of his ability. He continues, but really just most excited about his leadership skills, his eagerness. I feel like he stopped by my office the first couple of weeks I was here. He just wanted to talk and kind of get to know me and what we're trying to build. Derwin James wants to win. We all know that. You know that. I know that. Jessie Menter knows that. I like to look at that partnership with these guys, and we're in this thing together. We're building this thing together. Really excited about Derwin and his capabilities that he has. Again, folks, at the end of the day, Derwin James is a pros. That's one of the things that, Jim Harbaugh likes to say. Jessie Menter said nothing but glowing, accolades around Derwin James. Derwin James can do everything on the field. But the question is, should he? In my opinion, keep it simple, stupid with Derwin James. You will have an amazing football player. And again, I think that's really one thing Jessie Menter has talked about through this entire interview process. Put him in the best positions to succeed and make things very simple. But what do you guys think, guys? At the end of the day, we're here to hear your conversations. What do you think? How do you think Derwin James should be used? Do you think he should be in the box more? Should he be pressed more? I mean, I know towards the end of the last season, he was a slot corner, which I was like really baffled by. It made no sense to me. But where do you think Derwin James is the most effective? I personally think blitzing is by far the best. I mean, he's amazing at the line of scrimmage, close to the ball as possible, in the quarterback's face. What do you guys think? I'm Andrew Bopros. See you guys in the next one.